Little known fact, I typically get this done in one take and one take only because I'm a professional. Guys, this is my 6th try. Okay? If you clicked on this video because of the provocative nature of the title, hit that subscribe button, get in those comments, introduce yourself, say hello. Say hello. Let me know why you're here. Let me know what brought you here. All right, Rooster here, obviously. Presenting episode 13? Man, I don't know. I don't even keep count. Is that weird? Is that bad? It shouldn't be bad. Of the internationally known, critically acclaimed, guaranteed, hands down, to be 18,002% Diddy free. So this is My Life Now podcast. I wasn't going to cut a promo, and I know I say this a lot. I actually wasn't going to cut a promo today because it's Saturday. It's my Saturday to work, so I went to work begrudgingly, even though I'm responsible and an adult, and I shave, pay taxes, all that kind of stuff. But some shit happened, boys. Okay, and I want to preface this. I want to start this out by saying the shit that happened didn't happen to me specifically, but I've been there. All right, I went to work and started. I put my gear on and I was getting ready to walk into the aisles to start doing the work, to start doing the job. And I see somebody. I'm not going to say his name. Protecting the innocent and all that. I guess. I mean, even though he firmly admitted to it, stupid ass. I won't, because y'all don't know him anyway. He's probably not gonna watch this, but whatever. I see him from a bit far away, like coming, around the office. He's like, "Rooster, I'm gonna head out." I thought he was joking because we'd all just got there. The shift just started. He's like, "Rooster, I'm gonna head out." I was like, "You know what? Me too. Fuck this." And I started to take my gear off and all that other shit. And I thought he was joking. He was not joking. So he starts walking toward me like he wanted to say something, and he did. He said, I'm gonna take a day off, and he hasn't even been there that long. I'm gonna take a day off because a lot of shit's been going on this week. I'm like, nah, do what you gotta do. Like, I'm in no position to tell him no. You know what I mean? You're an adult on paper. Do what you want to do. I'm like, all right, take care of what you gotta take care of. Do what you gotta do. I'll see you Monday. Fist bump. And he was like, all right, man. He gave me a fist bump, and then he started talking more. Like, he continued talking. He let me know that it's been a hell of a week. I was like, I know, I've been here. I'm right here with you. I know. I thought it was work-related, and it turns out it wasn't. He had a death in the family early in the week. Gave him my condolences. He had some other stuff happen on, like, the day after he found out about this death in the family, so that happened. I'm like, bro, if you gotta go, you gotta go. Like, you don't have to explain anything to me. If you gotta go, go ahead. And he was in a different department, so I said, if they need me over there, just tell Sam. She'll call me. I'll take care of it. And then, and I don't mean to laugh, but it's funny because it's not me this time, and I'll get into why. I'm already, like, most of the way home, so this is gonna be a quick one. He says, and he was about to leave. I don't know, maybe my sparkling personality or what made him turn around. And he says, and then yesterday, my wife did some digging. I was like, damn. Yeah, F's in the chat. Okay, F's in the comments. I don't know. He said, my wife did some digging. I was like, okay, here we go. Apparently, what makes it better? Today's his birthday. Today is his 37th birthday. Okay, that's what makes it better. So it makes it even more funny. So she did some digging and found out X, Y, and Z, and now I'm going through a separation, and he says it very matter-of-factly, like nothing is wrong, and I was like, oh shit. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go. Because I'm at work. When I'm at work, we do our fair share of bullshitting around with one another, but it has to be minimal, especially like guys like me. I'm in a different position than the rest of my team. So he was like, yeah, man, this girl I was messing with a long time ago. I'm like, okay, you don't have to explain this shit to me. I'm not the judge. I'm not deciding who's going to get half your shit. So he's like, no, well, I already talked to Tom. Tom is the boss in the warehouse, and I already talked to Israel. Israel is, I've mentioned him before, El Feo de la Mancha. He's our immediate supervisor. He's like, I already talked to them, and they let me know, they gave me, good advice and stuff like that. I was like, well, you're not going to get that out of me. I don't know if you know that. So he's talking about this chick that he was messing with before he moved to Colorado. He moved to Colorado this year from the South. Married, 2 kids, all that stuff. And the only reason he moved here is because his wife, I want to say she's in the medical field. I met her once, but I don't really remember all all that much. Like, if I meet you one time and you didn't make an impression, sorry. Um, so they've been together, I think, like 12 years, married, 2 kids. They got 2 girls, not yet teenagers, I think. Like, they're young. So he used the word affair. I didn't. So I had a little affair, he says, like trying to downplay the bullshit with this girl, who kept it going for like a year. But then when I left that job and I, over here and I cut it off. I was like, all right, no, well, you did the right thing. I mean, he didn't. Doing the right thing would be to not do this shit at all. But like, I'm not here to talk about the morality of it. And again, I'll get into that before I even get home. So something with like the side chick happened. Like, she reached out to him while he was on Facebook Live, turning up, and this is recently, turning up with his family in a club. All right, there's your first mistake. All right, you're almost 40. You don't got to be turning up on Facebook Live in any club for any fucking body. So this girl found him, I guess, on Facebook and kept trying to, like, I guess, interact in the chat on the Facebook Live. I don't have it, so I don't know how it works. And he kept declining it. So he said she got in his inbox with her phone number and like, I wanted to check on you. So him, like a stupid, he could have left it there. Him, like a stupid, took the phone number and called this fucking girl. And he said, I feel like that's where I fucked up. I was like, you think? So, and again, I'm laughing because it's not me, but I have been there. So, like, he used the Jada word, entanglement. He's like, entanglement. I was like, shut up, you're a fucking adult. Stop it. You cheated on your wife. And I guess this is like the shit he didn't want to hear out of me. I don't know what Tom and Israel told him, but this isn't the stuff that he wanted to hear. I was like, bro, you cheated on your wife. You made a choice. You made an actual factual choice. Okay? And like the side chick's boyfriend found out somehow. Now here's the thing about it. I've come to realize that only chicks do this kind of shit. They'll do that kind of investigation. I've never done it. I don't know no dudes that'll do it ever. Just like really deep, in-depth investigation and reaching out to other parties. Okay, and I've mentioned before, I'm not sure if it's on this iteration or the original iteration of the So This Is My Life Now podcast, but my exes have tried to reach out to my wife when I first moved here, sending like pages long emails about how bad I am and I'm the fucking boogeyman and all that shit. Only chicks will do this kind of shit. So his wife reached out to the other girl, and I guess like she didn't say anything, but then according to Monty, oh shit, I said his name. Anyway, he's not gonna see this. I don't fucking care. Like the other girl knew that he was married, so I guess that's his type. I don't know. But that girl's boyfriend was apparently incarcerated, and I know first thing popped into my head, Baby Boy. Okay, Tyrese movie. He was supposedly incarcerated, and he looks at me. He's like, "Tell me how I just found out this man got out of prison last week." I looked at him again. I was like, "Oh, okay." All right, and again, I don't mean to laugh, but all this comes from one choice that you made. One, not not an overabundance, not a plethora of choices that you made. One choice that you made. Okay, so his wife reached out to the other girl's boyfriend and said, "Listen, I think your girlfriend is cheating on you with my husband." Like some Maury shit. If y'all don't know who Maury Povich is, this man helped like 8,972 people find out who the real daddy is. Probably more than that. And then like pieces just started falling into place. And now he's getting divorced. And he's like, oh, all of a sudden, it's not all of a sudden though. Think about it. And the way he's presenting it to me, like, I don't know what you want to hear from me, because he knows I'm a married man. He knows Israel's a married man. Tom's a married man. I don't know what you're expecting to hear out of me, but sympathy is not what you're going to get from me. Okay? Now, I said all that to say this. I am not a saint, all right? But I am far removed from the sinner I used to be. Okay? And Beefy will tell you. Mammy will tell you. Mammy's seen me do this shit. Probably and I feel terrible about it. And I want to preface this by saying I'm not about to say the things that I'm about to say because I know that my wife and her whole family watched this. I'm saying them because they're fucking true. Years ago, before I even met my wife, no, I don't want your fucking cotton candy. I was a big ass flirt. Like, I was a terrible flirt. Okay, that's how I met her. That's how she met me. That's how we met one another. And I don't know what happened, but when she and I got serious and decided that we were going to be together, something switched in my head. A switch flipped in my head, and I didn't like intend to switch that shit off, but it just did. And she saw it for herself, and even now, like, I don't like I changed. Even before we got married, I changed with how I interact with people, especially people of the opposite sex. Like, is that a fire truck? There's no reason for me to talk to any other woman a certain way. And I've never been married before. I don't plan on ever being married again. This is it. I'm a lot of things, but sentimental isn't one of them. You know what I mean? But I made a promise to my wife before we got married, before she was my wife. I made a promise to her family, to myself, that all the mistakes of my past are not going to be repeated because it fucked me up. And again, these were choices that I made. Nobody ever put a gun to my head and made me do anything, okay? These are choices that I made, and I stand by that. I don't have to like it, but accountability is like a bad word to a lot of people, especially this dude that I'm talking to at work. Apparently, like, he didn't want to hear half of the shit that I was saying. Then don't fucking come to me. You could have ended with, all right, Rooster, I'm gonna head out. It's my birthday. You could have left it at that, but you didn't. Again, I don't know what the other two fellas told him, but you sympathy you're not getting from me, okay? Like, is it worth? And I asked him, like, is it worth it? And he's like, oh no, it was years ago. It doesn't matter though. You were still married. You were still married. The girl knew you were married. And they, oh, she talking about taking the kids. Good. Fucking good. You'll get no sympathy from me. Was it worth it? Was that one choice you made worth it? Right? Like, I don't know what your circumstance was at the time. I don't know what led you to it. Like, I don't know any of that stuff. But the one thing I do know is that it was a choice you made. Okay? Okay? Matter of fact, this weekend is a buddy of mine, Pav's wedding anniversary. Happy birthday, Pav and his wife. He's probably not even going to watch this until after his anniversary passes. But, yeah, I say these things not because, again, I know my family watches them. I don't say them because of that. I say them because they're fucking true. I carry myself a certain way. I present myself a certain way. I'm very, around other people because I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea about me. Because I'm not thinking, where the fuck did all these cars come from? I live on a private little street. What the shit is this? Somebody better be dead. Anybody's blocking my driveway. They're getting their fucking tires bust. What is this shit? Where the fuck did all these people come from? Anyway, well, I'm home. Nobody's blocking my driveway, so good for them. Now I gotta get up in it. So ask yourself, was it worth it? I mean, probably at the time when you were being, what's the word I'm looking for? Unfaithful to your wife? Maybe? I guess. Like, I don't fucking know, but I don't go out of my way to talk to females any way differently than I talk to the boys at the range. Now, anyone that has close guy friends knows you're gonna say some gay shit with your guy friends. You're absolutely gonna say some gay shit with your guy friends. But and nobody ever told me this is what I have to do. Like, this is what you gotta do to make her feel, X, Y, and Z way. I treat her right. I don't do these things. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't go out. I don't go to club and shit. When I do go out, she knows where the fuck I'm going. She knows who I'm with. And not because she asks me, not because I have to tell her, but because out of respect for her. And she does the same for me. And again, I never asked her to. I don't make demands of anybody. But now this guy on his birthday, and right before he left, he's like, I'm 37. He has a southern accent, but I can't even fake it. I'm 37 now. It's my birthday. This is a fresh start. And I looked again, no sympathy. None. You're not getting any of that shit from me. I looked this man dead in his face. I said, it's a new start that you're being forced to start because of a decision you made. That's it. I said, listen, I made a decision to turn my life around when I got sober, number one. I made a decision to do things differently than I was doing them when I moved to Colorado, number two. And these are all things that I had to learn from. I had to go through the bullshit and learn from it. Any problem that I ever had that was really detrimental to my life is 2,000 miles away. Fuck them. Let it stay there. It could be financial. It could be guys, my fucking credit just went way up. Okay? And my wife was about to cry when I told her, because she promised me when I moved here, I'm gonna help you fix your credit. Because I was at that point in my life like, bro, I don't give a shit about credit. Like, I don't fucking care. What is it? I don't care. Now I fucking care though. I really do. I want to get a new car next year, and we're gonna do that. Like these are all things that, BS that you have to go through and learn from. If you're smart, you're gonna learn from it. If you're not, you're gonna continue the same. Here comes some school words: maladaptive patterns of behavior. Write that down. I learned that in counselor school years ago. I was still in my 20s. Okay, I'm in my 40s now. Guy, you had all this like what are all these people doing here? I'm gonna feel fucked up if somebody actually died, because there's a lot of cars in front of that house at the end of the cul-de-sac. I'm gonna feel like a dick if somebody actually died. But, and again, like I don't get it. I get it, but at the same time I don't. Like, again, I've never been married, so all this stuff to me is new, and I got married later in life, and I live in the suburbs, and I do things differently now than I did when I lived in New York City, and for the better, way for the better. I got no regrets about any decision I made from when she and I met to now. None. No regrets. Fucking none. And again, I'm not saying that because I know she's gonna watch this. I say it because it's fucking true. She encourages me more than anybody ever has. Like, there's a camera right up there in the corner. She probably knows I'm sat out here, but I haven't opened the garage yet to wake the dogs up. So she knows I'm probably cutting a promo right now. It's like, is it worth it? And so he's like, I'll just see you on Monday, man. I was like, yeah, yeah. Now you got to ask yourself, was it worth it? Was any of it worth it? Probably fucking not. Because then now, you just found out that homeboy just came out of prison. Okay, I was like, well, if you want to go gun shopping, just so you know, there's a 3-day waiting period in the state of Colorado, but I might have something I can sell you. Maybe. Like, yeah, I see this guy getting out with cups and looks like cake. I'm not 100% sure, but I think somebody died down there. Nah. I don't feel like as much of a dick as I thought I would. But it's one of those things. And like that kind of stuff, that kind of behavior isn't new to me. It's not. But I'm not a young man anymore. I've dedicated my life willingly to living more righteously. And I've said it before, I don't use the term righteous in any kind of religious connotation. I'm living the life now that I should have been when I was a younger man. But then I think about it, would I be in a position to understand the things the way I do now if I didn't do all the dumb shit when I was younger? Probably not. Probably not. Get in the comments. Let me know, right? We all go through what we go through, and it shapes us. It molds us, right? But if you don't want your wife to find out about something that you did, just don't do it. Especially now. We live in the future, boys. Okay? Motherfuckers are always gonna find a way to find out. Always. Always. Make good decisions. Make good decisions. Think before you act. I had a really hard time with that when I was a younger man. Now I slow way down, and my wife knows when, like, she'll ask me a question, something like, "Babe, what do you want for dinner?" I'll stop. I won't even say anything right away. I'll stop and I'll think. I can't say we don't fight. We argue about stuff like husband and wife stuff. I think it's a natural part of being with somebody. Like when I moved here, COVID hit, and then we were forced to be stuck together. Like we were quarantined in the house. Like, and that's a learning experience. That's a growing experience together. That's some shit that you learn. But never once did it ever cross my mind to, like me, I don't have anybody in my DMs. I don't get in anybody's DMs. I don't give my phone number to other women. I don't. Case in point, like at work, and my wife knows who this is. It's work related. But she says, take my number and call me when Rick comes. Rick is one of our drivers. Call me when Rick comes in and I can come to work and do his paperwork. I was like, no, I'm good. I'll do Rick's paperwork. Don't worry about it. And she asked me why, and I told her straight up, point blank, I don't give other women my phone number. If you can't be honest with people that mean nothing to you, what the fuck is wrong with you? And, like, again, I don't mean to laugh about it, but it's fucking funny that it ain't me. Okay? I'm glad that it's not me. And I said this before, like when I reconnected with my brother, and he would tell me about how dudes that we grew up with were like homeless or cracked out, and then more recently, a dude that's actually not too much younger than me, he died right before his 40th birthday because he was doing the same shit. And I said to him, and he agreed, better them than me, better them than us, because we came up together. And he's like, no, I agree 100%. Because he too has also left all the BS behind. He's married, kids, settled down. You know, he didn't leave New York, but he's way better off now than we were 20 fucking years ago. That's a lifetime ago. So this dude, and again, I don't know what it was about me that he decided to confide this in me, and you know, but then he left. So Israel comes up to me. He was in for a couple hours today. He didn't have to be, but he was in. And he said it very matter of fact. He's like, so I asked him, did you talk to Monty? He was like, about what? I said his fucking name again. Whatever. He was like, about what? And he gave me this look. I was like, don't play stupid now. I said about him and his wife. He was like, oh yeah. yeah. And he wanted, I guess, some kind of sympathy from Israel too. But he and I are a lot alike. And a lot of people know that. But the people that do know that don't like that. Especially at work. They don't like it that he and I get along but we get along because we work the same way. It's different. He said, no, I told him. Like, how can you blame how can you blame her for doing some digging? What were you doing that would make her think maybe I should dig? Okay? But he doesn't want to hear that. He wasn't ready for that conversation. You want to go to other married men, especially because, again, he's new in the state, and I get that. So the fuck am I. I've been here 5 years. I'm still new in the state. You want to go to other dudes that you think you have X, Y, and Z in common with, and you think that guys, all right, I'll use myself, that a guy like me is going to agree with you. No, absolutely not. I've been there. I've done it. Never while I was married. Never while I decided to devote my life, the whole rest of my life. I have maybe 152,000 hours left to live. I'm not going to waste any of it looking over my shoulder. I'm not going to waste any of it being worried. What if she finds out? Like, what? For what? For what? I use enough energy to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be at work for 12 hours a day. I don't have any other energy to devote to living non-righteously. I don't have that. I don't. My wife needs me. She's going through a bunch of stuff health-wise. She needs me. Okay? That's what I'm here for. That's what I signed up for. That's what I will gladly and willingly do. Yeah. Yeah, I made a promise to her, to her family, to myself first, but it was that was more involved years ago. Just be a good person, make good choices, think before you act, especially the fellas out there. I'm not saying chicks aren't dirty, they fucking are. Believe me, they are. But for the fellas watching this, think, stop. Keep that space between your nose and your chin from moving. Take deep breaths. Get oxygen to your brain. Think before you make an outlandishly terrible decision. Let me open the garage so she knows I'm here. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. If you can relate to any of this stuff, get in them comments. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you haven't already. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Please be kind, rewind. What is it? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Scream, aim, fire, live, laugh, love. Yeah, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Guys, I think somebody really fucking died down there. Something, I don't know, but there's a bunch of people over here dressed in nice clothes. But thanks for watching. Again, I wasn't going to cut this, and I know it's all like a jumble of thoughts, but this shit just happened, and I was thinking about it the whole time I was at work. I was like, hey, man, I got to say something to somebody, and y'all are somebodies. So again, until the next one, Rooster says see ya.